Hi, everybody. It's Agnes, and welcome to another interview. Today it is with Anne. Hello, Anne.
Hi, Agnes. How are you?
Good. Lovely to see you today. Can you just tell the viewers so they know where you are in the world?
I'm in Valencia in Spain at the
In
moment.
Spain, yeah.
Yeah, and it's
And
warm.
yeah, wonderful. Lovely summer, European summer. Wonderful. So you said you would come and share your story with the viewers because you've had some wonderful success, and yeah, just knowing the mechanics of how people manifest, I think, is very helpful and useful for other people. So what would you like to start with?
Well, I suppose the story is you've already read it out as a success story, but I contacted you originally because I wanted, like everybody else, a specific person. It was more, I was at a point in my life probably where I was ready to meet someone, and I had met some very lovely people via, I was using online dating. I kind of opened my mind to that, which I hadn't done before.
Yeah.
And one particular guy stood out, and for various reasons, he wasn't ready for a relationship and everything, which was probably just a reflection of what was going on inside of me. I know that now. And over the course of the year, I did a lot of personal exploration and everything and growth in that regard. And then it went on for a little while. I was hearing from him, not hearing from him, and I was kind of doing your work, exploring manifestation, everything. I've done it for quite a while, probably about 4 years, and trying to put the things in place. And then you would get some things, not get others, and trying to figure out what I was doing right or wrong. And then something happened about kind of November last year. I don't know why. I had a family incident, a death in my family, and I just woke up in a rage. I was just annoyed with the whole situation, and I woke up in a rage, and I was like, "That's it. I'm done. I expect better for myself. I'm not putting up with half answers or yeah, let's meet, let's not meet, or things not happening." And I decided I was going to rewrite my list. I had a list anyway of what I wanted, and it was a really good way to kind of say, "Is this person right for me or not?" Because they didn't tick the list, and then I my standards. I wrote this list and said, "That's it, universe. I'm not putting up with anything less than that. And however it comes, I actually just don't care anymore." And then 2 weeks later, via online dating, I linked with this guy. We went on our first date, and from there, it was just pure ease. Everything was simple. I didn't have to do anything. He would contact me when he said he would. He would text. He would just be a real gentleman. Absolutely everything that I wanted on my list. Everything just flowed so easily. We moved in together probably within 3 months. It was all quite quick, and we are slightly at an older age in that you get clearer on what you want and don't want. Older, of course, as well. But even for him, he'd say things to me like, "I used to wish for a relationship like this," or "I used to do it." And for me, visualization works, but also journaling is really, I find the words, the emotive words, and just trying to be really descriptive about things.
Yeah.
Like write things like, "We're two peas in a pod," and I would be really careful to say, "We are in an exclusive relationship," so that implied that nobody else was involved. Like I wasn't even letting my mind use the word anybody else. It was exclusive, said it for me.
Yeah.
Some of the things that are two peas in a pod, fit hand in glove, they're things that he has now said to me. He's like, "We're like two peas in a pod," or "It's like hand in glove." It's very funny. Like some of the things he said are exactly what I wrote.
Wow.
But it's obviously that is what I was projecting and what he was looking for, and that's kind of how the energies met. But for me, I think it was actually learning to say no brought more things into my life. And I know that sounds really, really bizarre because there is this think tank out there that be positive, da 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 da. And yes, you can be positive, but it's also knowing your worth. And that's, I think, what I did in November last year. I stepped into my worth. I decided I wasn't going to settle for anything better than this. I mean, I even had a point with my partner where marriage is important to me in whatever capacity. I don't mind, but it is something that is important to me. And at the start, he was saying, "Oh, I don't think I want to get married." I was willing to walk away from it because I started to have a doubt for a week or two. I was saying, "Oh, this is quite important to you, and if you lower this for him,
yeah,
you're denying yourself something that your heart wants."
Yeah.
And I didn't say anything. I kind of left it for 2 weeks, but I just concentrated on, I did it again. I was like, no, we're happily married with this and everything. And within 2 weeks, he came back and he said, look, we had a discussion about it. He came back and said, I've had to think about it. You know, I'm very open to the idea and let's do it our way in our own time. So it came around as well. But if it hadn't come around, I was willing to walk away for as good as everything else was, because key to it was stepping into my own self-worth and being willing to say no to others. And then in the last while, the specific person who I had originally contacted you about, they started sending me a couple of around January time, sending me a couple of messages. Are you around? And I said, look, I've met someone. I really like them. Wish you all the best. Oh, have a nice life. But they continued to send me some texts every now and again. And then eventually, possibly, I don't know, 6 weeks ago or so, he sent me a message and said, I can't stop thinking about you. I'm going crazy. I'm going to have to block you and everything. I was like, okay, this is insane. I've turned on it. And look, he was a lovely person. Maybe we'd have a lovely time and everything like that. But it just happened that my now partner stepped in and fulfilled everything that I wanted. Like, anything is a possibility. Everything is there. There is no yes or no. There is yes and no. And it's just a matter of which one into. Nothing is, I can have my person or I can't have my person. Both exist. It's what you choose to allow into your situation. So like, a lot of it was, and in stepping into my worth and saying no, and I think a secret of manifestation as well is stepping into your future self. So if I would find myself kind of getting a bit in my head about things and saying, oh, I'm not hearing from him, or I'm not this, I would say, okay, well, if he was in my life, would I be thinking this? No, like, future Anne does not think this way. Or if I want to gain more clients in my business, I'm not stressing about, oh my God, I've only got so many clients this week or anything like that. Like, future Anne doesn't worry about those things. And if I am worrying, I'm keeping myself in a negative state, and all I'm actually getting are those past experiences. All that's happening is really an echo of previous thoughts. It's just everything catching up. That's kind of lovely of what happened.
Did you do any other techniques or anything, or was it mainly that one waking up in the middle of the night?
It was mainly that, but then there was like a lot of journaling for me. Like, so anytime, I would always enjoy going and getting a coffee, sitting outside watching people. I would just take my journal and I would just write the situation over and over and over again. Because for me, it works, having a pen in my hand, writing it down. Now I can do a visualization. I would probably do one most mornings, so I would sit and just really concentrate on my heart and kind of really feel it opening up and putting that energy into being in my future self. But I feel the the journaling is more effective for me as a person.
So when you say journaling, are you writing the wanted story? Is that what you
wanted? Yeah. So I'm like, I could say things like, I have a wonderful partner. We have a great life together. We share a beautiful home that we love spending time together in. I say we enjoy cooking together more. He and I stand around and watch. We enjoy cooking together, and all of our, like, a big thing for me, I was saying, our families get on so well, and our families have met, and it's just been like a dream. And even he's saying, like, I've never had this with anybody else, our family. But it was that experience that he likes he supports everything that I do. He likes my independence, and that was something that I was very clear on as well, was that and again, it's a self-worth thing, is I never compromised anything that I wanted to do for him. And even to this day, he will say to me, I love the way you do your own thing. I love the way you'll say, or I'm going to meet a friend, or it's not, what are we doing? That completely keeping, and that to an element is saying no. It's saying no to being codependent on another person. First, and that is magnetic to another person.
It is.
Other people, because they want to be around someone that they know is secure in themselves. And while I'm crazy about him and everything like that, if he went in the morning, I'm okay with that, because I actually know I can manifest any situation.
Yes.
You know, I love that it's this person and may continue to be that person, but I'm not concerned about, I don't have a fear of him disappearing or anything like that.
Yeah.
That actually I have it all, and I have the power inside of me.
Yeah.
giving it to someone else, or thinking that person in work making me feel this way, or the XYZ has to happen in order for me to get something, that's putting the power outside of me, which I think like is a big Neville Goddard thing, is that you are the power, you are the one that is in control.
Mm.
For me, like the journaling or the visualization, it's like lightning, like you get thunder and then you see lightning afterwards. I think that's the way it works.
Yes.
So the thunder happens, that you kind of setting your intention for what you want, and soon enough you'll see the lightning. But it's just the closer the lightning is to you, the sooner you see it. And sometimes you don't see the lightning because it could be far away. So journaling and the visualization is very much just condensing space and time. Like I know there's no such thing as space and time, so it just helps me. Okay, I don't have it right now, but it's close, and I just have to get closer and closer to it. And journaling, visualization helps me do that.
Wonderful. Can you mention what we were talking about before we started recording about you said a really interesting sentence. You said resistance is.
Oh yeah. So
or letting go of resistance is.
Yeah. So when I was manifesting, I was like, why am I being successful here? Why am I not being successful here? And the answer is always because you have resistance to the situation.
Yeah.
And I was always trying to figure out, but how am I being resistant? And of course, that's creating resistance. Being too in my head, trying to figure it all out, because the how is never, ever, ever, ever your job. Like you just have to want and why. And actually, when you decide why, I think you need to ask yourself a double why, like, why do I want it? But why do I want that thing? And actually, ultimately, you'll get to a feeling or emotion. That's what you need to concentrate on.
But you said something about
so resist. But what was resistant? And then eventually, I realized that resistance was dropping resistance was being open to all of the possibilities.
Yeah, and letting go of the how. You said,
and that actually anything can happen in any way.
Yeah.
Like I said to you, I manifested a trip to Paris this year by accident. And I had written a list at the start of the year, things that I wanted to do. And one of them was, I want to go to Paris. But I didn't go into detail of I want a lovely weekend in Paris. I want to go with my partner. You know, we're going to have we're going to have a nice dinner. We're going to have a nice wine. I just said, I want to go to Paris. Universe heard me loud and clear. I was on a flight and it got delayed, and actually got redirected to Paris. And I got there and they were like, we can't get you out on a flight tonight. You'll have to stay in Paris tonight. And I was like, okay, thank you very much. Yes, I got my trip to Paris, but I literally got a trip to Paris. I got there. I quickly that night ran around and like scooted by the scenes and everything like that. But I didn't get to experience Paris, which was actually what I wanted. So the universe was like, okay, girl, we'll give you what you want, but you need to be a little bit more specific. If someone had have said to me, how was I going to get a trip to Paris? I would have never guessed that way.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I had no resistance to it. I was open to that it can come to you anyway. And that you create resistance by limiting your mind, by only thinking of the possibilities that you're aware of. So like, there's so many things that can happen. Like as I mentioned to you, when the specific person, I kind of, in my mind, I was like, I have a feeling I'm going to join with him or connect with him again on online dating. And lo and behold, I did. And the situation, he was like, oh, hi, how are you? And it progressed that far. And again, we fell off a cliff. But I equally could have met him on the street, walking outside, and bumped into him if I had allowed my mind to go there. In my mind, I had said, I'm probably going to meet him online dating. I limited the way it could happen, but the universe could have allowed it to happen any other way.
Yes.
So I created the resistance by not being open to the possibilities.
Yeah.
And I think that is, lowering resistance. To lower your resistance, you need to be open to all the possibilities and actually saying, you know what, universe, I don't care how you bring it to me. Just, I want it, but I don't need it. And that's a big thing as well, is I want it, but I don't. And to keep saying that to yourself, and I'm going to keep doing my part and letting you know, getting really clear on my clarity of what I want, what my intention is, the universe, through my journaling or my visualization, keeping myself in my future state, which is the Neville Goddard thing, like when he's saying, if you had that thing, you wouldn't be thinking X, Y, Z. For me, they really have been the key. And then the self-worth thing and being okay with saying no.
Yeah.
Because I think saying no, like if you can be in a work situation and you want something to improve, actually sometimes saying no, that's again putting yourself above the situation, saying, you know what, I deserve better than this. And that again just makes everything so attracted to you, everything that you want.
Yes.
For that they've kind of been my key takeaway. And just on the open to possibilities, like it's, if there's something I kind of want to manifest, I try and deliberately find people who have probably already achieved it or achieved part of what I want. I like, if you look at an example, like if you, Wimbledon's going on at the moment, and there was that lovely girl, Coco Gauff, 15, African American. Like, I'm sure her mind was expanded by having grown up watching Serena and Venus Williams. Like, if they had never been there, and you can actually see there's a lot more African women in tennis now as a result of it.
Yeah.
Sorry, African American ladies, and that's what it is. It's her mind was expanded enough to say this is possible for me because she has seen others do it. So, you know, things like watching your channel or going on blogs and finding other people that are doing it, and maybe not necessarily going on to say, oh, no, tell me what you need to do. It's actually just take from them that it's possible, and use that energy that, okay, so they did it, they figured it out their own way, I got to figure out my way, you know, and that can be done to help with coaching or anything like that. But it is possible, and be open to that and not comparing your situation to anybody else's.
Definitely. I really love that letting go of resistance is letting go of the how.
Oh yeah.
I love that, because that's so well worded, because it's true. We do go, like you said with the dating, oh, I'll probably meet him online. It's like you just have this random thought, but you don't realize that thought has actually just narrowed everything down to all these other possibilities have now been eliminated because of that one thought.
Yeah. And you become tunnel visioned on it. Like,
you do.
Just exactly what you do with your hand. You can't see a periphery
Yeah.
that might be happening. And in the periphery, for me, what it actually was another gorgeous person out there as well.
Yeah.
And that's also what it opened me up to the possibilities of. But it's also, I manifested a lump of cash as well. I had this notion a while ago, possibly 2 years ago, that I wanted €5,000, and I was like, I don't want to work for it. I just want €5,000. It was in my head, and I said, and I wanted it by the end of May. Typically, I wouldn't put deadlines on it, but for some reason, this particular one, April went by, I was buying lottery tickets. May went by, I was buying, because to me, the only way it could come was
that way.
I just couldn't figure out how it was going to come. And I was buying lottery tickets, and I was getting closer and closer. I was actually really specific, the 26th of May. So I bought the last lottery ticket maybe about the 23rd of May, and I was saying, this has got to be it now. Money is coming. Whether I don't care, this money is coming. This has got to be the lottery ticket. And every day it'll be not a winner. But then that was the 23rd. On the 24th, I had done some work for a client. And I had kind of gone over and above what I had done. And as a result, they ended up selling something for a lot more money than they had intended at the time. On the 24th, they called me and said, look, can you meet me for a coffee? So I went to meet them for the coffee, and they said, look, we're going to pay a fee, but we've also put in a few extra bob there for yourself because you did an amazing job on this. You really put in a lot of work and everything like that. They gave me the envelope. And I said, thank you very much, whatever. And they left. And I opened the envelope, and there was a check there for €5,000 for myself on top of my fee. So I got it the 24th, and I had set the deadline of the 26th.
But that's not something you could never have even conceived.
No, because I had an agreed fee, and I was doing my work.
That's it. Yeah.
I chose to put a lot into it. You know, that was my intention, was to put in a good job.
Yeah. That's brilliant. Brilliant.
I was never open to the possibility of that it could come that way. You know, and then you don't mind spending it or giving someone away, because I actually say now it doesn't matter because I can manifest it again. Yeah. You know, I can create it again if I really, really wanted to.
Exactly.
Every day we're all doing it, every minute.
What a great exercise, though. It's like you're showing yourself the possibilities.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. And anything, absolutely. is possible.
Mm.
Anything is possible, and I'm 100% in control of my life and the outcome I want. And there is never an either or. There is, both things exist.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of, I mean, if you really get into the quantum physics of it, it's just whether you step into this vibration or this vibration.
Yeah.
Which you choose.
Mm.
And that's just, for me, focusing on your self-worth.
Yeah.
Willing to say no to things that don't serve you.
Mm.
I'm really clear on kind of core values that I have. Like, I think that's a really good exercise for anyone to do as well in manifestation, is decide on what your core values are. And unless something aligns with your core values, or if something feels wrong, like for me, playfulness is
Yeah.
and if something does not make me give me that feeling, I know it's not right for me. And that is actually creating resistance as well, because I am having negative feeling. I might be expressing them, but I'm feeling them inside of my body towards it. So for me, I'll say, you know what, this isn't for me, and walk away from it.
Yeah.
And then it's start to happen again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like your, you know, you see what you can give to things rather than what you can get from things. And your example of the job you did for that client, you were just in a pure state of giving. I'm going to do my job, but I'm also, you know what, I'm going to give this something extra because I just really want to give.
Oh, absolutely. And I suppose the relationship now, it's I just putting myself first and deciding to do my own things. I'm bringing my best version of myself, and I'm giving him sides of myself. I'm not thinking about what's he giving for me, what's he doing.
Yes.
Not about that at all.
Yeah.
But as a result, what I give out, I get back tenfold from him.
Yeah.
From him, like a really big kind.
Yes. And I think that's a really, really, really big thing, Anne, is because I do get hundreds of emails every week, and the emails are all about this specific person, or this ex isn't doing this for me. They're not calling me enough. They're not spending enough time with me. I'm not a priority to them. It's all, the whole view is they're not doing enough for me. And you're actually saying, standing in your good relationship right now that feels wonderful, you look at that totally from the other end, and you're looking at, how do I make myself feel good, and how can I give the best version of me? And I think those two things are massively important in having a wonderful relationship that's really solid.
Oh, totally. And it's again that thing, both of those situations could exist in life. And I'm choosing to vibrate at I give the best of me.
You give the best of me.
Choosing to do things with my family over something else, maybe, you know, going for a coffee with him, or saying, no, you know, I want to go see my niece, him saying, you know, that's really cool that you're putting your family first, or that you're spending time with someone you love, and everything like that. That's what it is. And it's like, if you're waiting for someone else to text you every night or to do things for you, you're giving all of your power to them, because you're just saying, I will only be happy when this person does this
for me.
I mean, can you imagine the pressure that person feels?
Yes.
I've got to text this person, I've got to, it's just draining. You're just an energy vampire
on there. Draining. And that's why people end up blocked. That's why people don't reply to texts or WhatsApps, or, you know, they move away from you because of that energy you're talking about.
Because they find it, to a degree, exhausting. They don't know what it is, but it is exhausting that they're constantly having to validate your existence to you. I know that it is very harsh, and it's not nice to hear when you're in the situation and have these feelings for someone. But what you actually want to do is reflect those feelings to yourself, and give those feelings to yourself, because you really are filling from an empty cup. You're giving all of these feelings to someone, and you're being left with nothing for yourself.
And that's unattractive.
Absolutely.
Emotionally unattractive.
But I would never give my power to someone else or a situation. You know, if there's something you want, you can have it. And how quickly it comes to you is either you have lessons to learn along the way. And that for me has been a big thing as well. If it's not coming as quickly as I would like, I'm always like, no, I'm in the right place, the right time. There's a reason this is happening. I have a lesson to learn. And the more I'm self-reflective on that, the quicker I learn the lesson, the quicker the thing comes to me, rather than saying, why is it happening, but what? And going to action is absolutely, it's a manifestation killer and block. You know, I'll text him because then he'll reply, or I'll do this, or I'll approach that. Like, when you actually start saying no and becoming kind of magnetic to these things, they actually just flow into your life.
They do.
It's so easy. You just have to know and trust that it's coming, and be open to the fact that it could come in any way. And you will just be amazed. You'll just sit back and let the things come to you.
Yeah, it's a hard lesson to learn though, isn't it? Like, it just, you can understand it with your head, but to get it really in the marrow of your bones so that you actually act from that place, it does take time to bring it from the head into the whole being of you. It does take time, but if you do it wrong enough times, you eventually go, okay, well, this is not working, and I'm understanding I need to do something to change. And a lot of it,
I got mad. I was like, okay, something has to change.
Yes.
The only thing that had to change was me. That was it. That was just, I had to how I value. Now, I would have said prior to this that I had a very high self-worth. After myself, a lot of self-love and everything like that. But I just needed to elevate it to the next level so that what I was reflecting to other people. I definitely had it for myself, but I just didn't I wasn't projecting that as well as I should have. And that was doing things like texting and not getting a response, and then you're getting down or anything like that. I did, you know what? I deserve text back. I deserve someone to contact me. I deserve plans with me. I deserve
And there's a difference between I deserve because I am worthy, and there's a difference between I deserve because I'm entitled.
Exactly. Yeah.
Absolutely. And I do see there is a misunderstanding about entitled versus deserving from a place of self-worth.
Exactly.
You know, if you're standing there with your hands on your hips, entitled, that's still about getting, whereas deserving is about I'm going to attract it because I am a person of value.
And everyone is a person of value. Everyone is, and they just, you know, I just really want to help everybody realize that about themselves in any situation, whether that's in a work situation, a relationship situation, a family situation, is that you are worthy of all of the joy, happiness, love, playfulness, everything that you want in your life. And actually, the more that you go to the values and you kind of get that double why, like I was saying earlier, that it's about fun, or I want this thing because it will give me freedom. The more you actually realize you don't need the material things or the ego things, because once you're getting the feelings, that's ultimately all of the happiness that you need. You know, like getting an amount of cash like that was great, was super, but it's like a flash in the pan, kind of the high that you get from it, you know. What that allowed me to do was pay off a credit card and everything, and then I was free. You know, so that's ultimately, it's those feelings is what you want to go after. Object. And that's why I say, look, if something happened now in my relationship, I would be upset, but I'm okay because I know that I'm going after feelings. I'm not going after a specific person and saying, I need to give this to me, or I'm going after feelings, and it's easy manifest feelings in any form. I really get as much love from my family that could fulfill me. You know,
and isn't that a wonderful thing, to let the specific person off the hook?
Totally.
It is the greatest gift you can give them, is that I don't need you to love me so I can be okay, is the greatest gift you give them.
Absolutely. And actually whether it's a specific person or just a person you're in a relationship with, they by being feeling free, they give so much,
Don't
because
they?
they don't feel the need to do any, they just don't feel the need to people please for you.
Yeah. Yes.
They just want to turn up for you because they're like, you know what, you're an amazing person, and I'm
Yeah.
going to give my best self to you because that's what you deserve.
Yes. And it's coming from a pure desire to do it for you.
Absolutely, yeah, from a real place of like love, which is
Yes.
really what everything is about, which is, any situation, once you infuse it with love,
Exactly.
to
Exactly.
create what you want.
Nice one.
Yeah.
And where are you from originally?
I'm from Dublin.
Yeah, okay, I knew Ireland, but I didn't know. So how did you end up in Spain?
I manifested it.
You met it well. Can you tell us that little story?
I had always come to Spain, and then possibly I keep saying possibly about 4 years ago, I came on a trip for a birthday on my own. I always traveled kind of on my own. Stuff, and that's an example of I always knew I had self-worth. Like I always traveled. I wasn't waiting for anything like that, but I just needed to higher my standards. That was. But I came and I got a notion that I was like, oh, do you know what? I think I'm going to live here. I didn't speak a word of Spanish or anything like that, and I decided that I was going to create a situation where I could travel as much as possible and be in Spain and everything like that. And everybody said to me, you're crazy. And I said, okay, watch me. I didn't know how it was going to happen. I really didn't know, but I started taking Spanish lessons. And again, this is limiting beliefs, things people tell you. I had a teacher who would always tell me I was rubbish at languages. And I realize now, actually, she was bad at teaching. It wasn't.
Yeah.
Because I learned Spanish very easily, and because I was doing it for joy and fulfillment. But up to that point, I was convinced I was bad at languages because that's what I'd been told. That was the extent of my brain expansion.
Yeah.
Now I could speak any language if I wanted to apply myself to it. I started to learn Spanish, and then I started coming once a month, and then twice a month, and it just started. Things in work just changed, and then I started going into other areas like life coaching, and I do wedding planning as well. So
yeah.
I just created situations
Yeah.
with I wasn't saying, God, I have to do this because I want to be in Spain. I was doing it because, well, look, I enjoy it. I'm good at this. Let's see. So, but I used to I have journals that were, I've written down, I live my life between Dublin and Spain, and I love it. My partner supports me traveling between the two locations.
Yeah.
I always have great clients coming to me and everything like that. I wrote all of those things with no idea how it was going to happen, but I was just concentrating on the feelings of what I wanted in my journal.
Yeah.
And situations that I have. And it just happened.
It just happened.
It's taken 3 to 4 years to get here.
Yeah.
But that's because everything that happened along the way, I had to learn, I had to grow, I had to develop, and that's all served me to be the person.
Yeah. It's almost like you're your own guinea pig with this work, isn't it?
Yeah,
like you're using yourself as a human experiment.
Yeah. And that's what, I first got a life coach when I was, I think 22 or 23, and my father thought it was the most ridiculous. He was like, that's so LA, like that is just bizarre. And I just want to give it a go. So I've always had a coach the whole way. And then just personal development and everything has just been such an interest for me. So I decided to pursue it. And you know what? If I can just help one person feel better about themselves or improve their life in any way, that's all I want to achieve. But it was always the best thing and actually probably about a year after I started with the coach, my father was like, can I have her number? And and when I started in manifestation, my family were like, you're woo-woo, because I was reading these Hicks books. And I started to explain, I wouldn't even go there with them at Neville Goddard. And I had a family funeral last week, and it was funny, it was in a Catholic church. When the priest was reading the Bible and the prayers, I was like, yeah, no, I see what Neville's saying about this. I was like conversing it in my mind, but I wouldn't dare say,
no.
Okay, you need to go somewhere. But my family were like, oh, this is a bit weird. But then they saw my life change. They saw me get happy. They saw the things, and they were like, we don't know what you're doing, but all I say to them is, when they say something, I'm like, be careful what you wish for. And then as things happen, I'm like, well, you know, you did say this a lot, so don't be surprised that this happened in your life.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
yeah, you know, like I've seen men work say, oh, I really don't like working with this person. And I'd say, okay, be careful what you wish for, you know, like don't be focusing on that person being gone.
Yeah.
You get that you don't know what's coming behind. And in most situations, you know, a worse boss was coming in or something like that, because that's actually what they were focusing on is, I've got a bad boss.
Yeah. Yeah.
The universe is like, okay, I'm going to show you a bad boss. I'll give you one twice as bad, because you've been focusing on it so much.
Exactly.
As opposed to focusing on, I'm in a really good work situation. I have great colleagues. We always support each other, and try. I get it. It is hard. There's no doubt about it too.
Yeah.
In the future, but the more you can catch yourself, and the more that you take note of the things that you are achieving, the smallest little things, that just your confidence of what you're doing.
Definitely. And it gives you, you know, just you talking about the letting go of the resistance in the way of letting go of the how. I think those people that can seriously abandon the obsession with how and when are the ones that really bring in the most astounding manifestations.
Absolutely. Yeah. 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that it's a real art to be able to just say, you know what, once you've had one, like you with the money and you with Paris, those two in particular, and also the specific person's story that you've shared. But it's like when you have one, like say the Paris one, you go, I got what I asked for, but I wasn't clear enough. Next time I'm going to tighten that process up. So you get better at analyzing the results of what you've created, looking back, you know, the thread of what you were thinking, and then getting to be, you sort of over time get more and more trust in life and trust in yourself, and that's how you let go of the how, is through those moments that accumulate.
Yeah, and it's taking note of those.
Yes.
There's so many of them that you don't even realize.
Yeah.
And little things. It's even getting down to noticing the little things. Like I was away last week with my partner, and we were in Montreal, which I'd never been to before. And for some reason, I got an idea. We were driving around the suburbs, and I said, I wonder what gyms look like here. And then literally the next building was like a gym, and it's those little things that when you ask the question, it's answered straight away. Now, in the normal course of the day, I would have just gone, oh, there's a gym, let the thought pass. But what I'm realizing is actually things that I'm thinking are being answered almost simultaneously all of the time. That's a really small
example.
A really small example. You say, but you would have seen one anyway. Of course I'd have seen one anyway. But what I'm trying to point out is my awareness of how quickly I saw it.
Yes. You don't miss the awareness part.
No. And people, it's, you know, when people say, I was just thinking of you. Yeah, okay. Or I was just about to, or you think of something and that email comes in straight away and everything. Noticing, taking note of how quickly those things happen. Yeah. Because you're not actually thinking about the how, the when that thing's going to happen, but you're actually allowing it happen, and it's happening very, very quickly. And the more you become aware of that, the more you realize how powerful your thoughts can be. Yeah, exactly. Your thoughts create the emotions, and it's the emotions create the feeling, which is what attracts. Yeah.
It's so fascinating once you get to that level where you get out of the way.
Yeah. And like that's what I did when I woke up in that rage that night. I got out of my way. I stopped. I stopped saying, I was keeping myself in that position of being chasing or wanting a specific person to contact me or anything like that. I just said no. This is actually what you want. Yeah, the relationship. You want lots of fun. You want XYZ. Stopping it and just say that you're only going to accept a situation where someone gives you all of those things. And literally within 2 weeks.
But it's like a moment of real self-worth of I haven't been treating myself with respect here by chasing people.
Totally.
This is disrespectful to my self-love and to my self-worth by me acting like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's wonderful. So you travel a bit. So you work and travel as well?
Yeah, I do. Yeah. So I make it work, and I everything like that, and lots of other things that I'm manifesting at the moment or working on, and like one of them was I wanted a trip to, like somewhere like the Seychelles or somewhere like and then my partner, through his work, he got appointed to something in the Seychelles, and he was like, and again, he was kind of saying that, oh, maybe we'll go in the new year when the weather's really nice and we can do it like as a business trip. And I was thinking, you know what, I never would have come up with that scenario, that's how it would have happened. I would have said, well, we'll have to agree it, book it, To me, that's the only way that it would have happened. But no, here, I didn't even have to go looking for that. He came and suggested it as a location. Know about it,
Yeah, pure focus with feeling of joy, and you just then move on to the next fun thing in your head.
Yeah.
It's such effortless manifesting.
Yeah. And then you actually realize I don't need anything, because if I wanted it, I could have it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You just then live in a state of gratitude and love and gratefulness for what you have, and that things are coming, and that everybody's helping around you, and how you feel about yourself. I could manifest a car, no problem, if I wanted, but I don't. I have the feeling of freedom and security and ease that a car would give me, like a car would allow me to go do what I want, to travel where I want, to when I want and everything. But actually I have that without the object.
Yeah, exactly. It's not the object that gives you the feeling, it's the feeling that brings you the object. Yeah. And I think that's the mechanics of that's really important. And Abraham Hicks talks a lot about that. She always says, what do you think you would get in having that thing? If you could get that feeling first, then the thing just comes. And she says it again and again and again.
Yeah, always. Yeah. And you can say, I've got the feeling, but if you had the feeling, you wouldn't be doubting it. Like it is that future self.
Yeah. That's true. You wouldn't be doubting.
No, you wouldn't. And I'm trying to think of something that you may want to manifest. Like if you were saying, I want it to be 2 stone lighter. Well, then if you're 2 stone lighter, well, you wouldn't be feeling bad about yourself. You wouldn't be saying, oh, I hate my thighs, or oh, I hate the way this top looks on me, or oh, I'm not going to eat that, that's bad for me, or anything. Actually, you'd be looking at yourself in the mirror saying, I really like what I see. Like, I look great. I love the color red on me, or I like this, or I love eating XYZ. That's what you'd be thinking. So you have to put yourself, and then actually everything just starts to melt away. That is you from being in that position. You'll probably start making healthier choices, to go out more, or even just loving yourself so much more and appreciating what is there in front of you.
Yeah, exactly. Good conversation, Anne. It's lovely. It really is. And I think it's good for people to hear that it's not hard, it's easy, but it's the overdoing the techniques, the exhaustion, all of that is a handbrake to this, what we're talking about today. And I know it's hard when you start, because you keep trying to do so many techniques to try and get yourself into a better feeling place and all of that. But really, it's caring for the self at the highest level, making sure you don't get exhausted, I think is one of the biggest keys of manifesting. I think 9 out of 10 emails I get, somebody saying, I've been doing this and I'm exhausted. I see that word again and again and again, exhaustion. I'm exhausted. You cannot manifest and attract wanted things from exhaustion. It is a polarity opposite of the feeling you should be having.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Because with exhaustion comes feeling grumpy and negative. That
Yeah.
you can't feel exhausted and be really happy. Exhaustion, the body has not got what it needs.
Mm.
So
And the techniques are great for kind of helping you focus, but forcing yourself to do them all the time, you're actually again putting the power in the technique, that only the technique can make it happen. No, like technique is a tool. It's just in your toolbox. Something to help you focus.
Yeah.
You have the power inside of you to make it happen.
Yeah.
Focus your attention the right way.
Exactly. The technique is secondary. It's you that drives the bus. It's not the bus that's driving you. Yeah, it is very much that way.
Like, I'm in this room now and I have the air conditioning on, but it's 34 degrees outside.
Yeah.
I'm not letting the outside influence how I'm feeling inside of here.
Yeah. Nice example.
If I open the windows now, the outside, if I open the windows and let all of that come in, it's going to start affecting the environment in here and how I'm feeling, and I'll start feeling hot and stuffy and uncomfortable and maybe be a bit grumpy with someone on the phone because I'm not feeling the best. Yeah. I'm not going to let the outside interfere with my internal situation, or I'm not going to let that control how I'm feeling in here.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Fabulous. Woo! Nice one.
I don't know how long it's been. I can't see time or anything like that.
What's that? Oh, we've been talking for nearly an hour, I think.
Wow.
Yeah, it goes quick.
For hours.
I know. We'll have to do a part 2, Anne, because this is
no problem at all.
Good stuff. Wonderful. Well, is there any last words you want to say?
No, I can put, like, if it's okay with you, if you want to put some contact details down below, I'll give you my I'm emailing you from my personal one at the moment, but I'll give you my one that people can contact.
Absolutely. Yeah, if anybody wants to contact you, for sure. And I will also put the link to your story, that I read out. I will put the link to that.
There's a lot there now. You could get lost.
I know. There's lots. So we'll put that.
And yes, just as well to say thank you to you, because your story has been very inspiring for me, and I'm sure for others as well, because the whole moving from Australia thing, and just the trust and the belief that, look, now isn't time. Yeah. And that's the key as well, is when you're standing on that edge, knowing now is the right moment. Yeah. Like any sooner or later wouldn't have been the right time.
Yeah.
Your whole story and how you live your life has been quite inspirational. Thank you very much for that.
Oh, my pleasure. There's nothing like intense suffocation and feeling trapped that'll motivate you.
Yeah. And then you saying, I deserve better than this.
Yep.
Yeah.
My friend always says to me, I was worried because I've got my law of attraction friend that I've known for over 30 years. And she said, I was really worried about you when you said, I'm so sick of this, I'm just going to quit. I don't even care if I live in my car. Because I said that to her one day. And she said, she panicked and thought, oh my God, what's she about to do? But jumping.
Oh, like I have a friend, and she's into the law of manifestation, but then I see her creating resistance and stuff I'm like, yeah, you get it, you get the principles, but you don't. And she was working in a call center and was a qualified teacher, and was saying, oh, there's no jobs as a teacher. And I said, okay, well, if that's what you believe, that's what you're going to get.
Yeah.
And she went off, and about 2 weeks later we met up again. She said, I had a good think about what you said, and I gave my job up. And I was thinking, okay, great, okay. And I said, are you sure? And she said, yeah, no, you're right. Like, I got to give it my all. And this was a year and a half ago. And within 2 weeks, she got a temping job. And she's been working as a teacher every day since. And she's like, I am never going back to that life. I don't care what happens. I'm never going back. Like she took the leap of faith. She decided to change the way she saw things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is a change, a total left turn in thinking that is required. Yeah, it is. It is. Yeah. But it's good when you have someone that you can reflect it back to, like a friend, where you can say that, well, if you keep saying that, you're going to keep getting that. Oh, hang on a minute. That's right. Thank you. And then you can reflect those bits back to each other. I think that's helpful.
Absolutely. And that's why, like, I suppose a lot of people probably get a lot from you or from a coach or anybody that they go to, because they have no skin in your game.
Yeah.
It's okay for you to say, to someone, you know what, I don't think you're being treated very well there, or, you know,
Yeah.
I think you deserve better, or, you know, or whatever the situation is. Because it's no skin off your nose.
Yeah.
In the situation. But if you're in it and you're saying it to another friend who knows the person or knows your situation,
yeah,
they're not, they have a clouded view as well.
Exactly. Well, thank you, Anne.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
From Dublin and in Spain today.
Thank you very much.
And stay on the line. We'll say goodbye in private. Bye, everybody. Thank you for joining us for this wonderful interview. I hope the mechanics of all of this is helpful to you and you can use it. I will put Anne's bits and pieces down below so you can contact her, and I will see you in the next YouTube.